This is a huge amount of money. And of course, the penalty is not just money. There are also other non-monetary remedies here. For instance, the former president can't basically do business in New York. He can't ask for loans from banks that are chartered in New York. He can't serve as a director or officer of a corporation that is basically based in New York. And he's going to have an independent monitor look over his businesses for at least 3 years. So this is a big loss for him.
And of course, when you look through the ruling, Jessica, the judge was scathing when it comes to the fact that Trump and his team refused to admit any error. He said their complete lack of contrition or remorse borders on pathological. And in the end, it seems that that was part of the reason that this fine was so large, right? Because the judge believed that they would continue to do this if there were no serious repercussions.
I think that's right. It was about deterrence. It's about sending a message. This was also very emblematic of this judge and how he has reacted to this case throughout. And I also think his point was really to undercut what the defense had argued, which is this is just a he said, she said, or he said, that this is just a difference of opinion among experts. And the judge very clearly saying, no, there is reality, and then there is what you, Trump, and the Trump team are claiming, and those are very different things.
So take us through what will happen next. Trump said long before we knew what the outcome today would be that he would appeal this decision and, of course, even the civil fraud case in itself. What are the next steps, and does this interest on this fine continue to build while he awaits an appeal?
I believe that it does, but that is a New York law question that will be new to many of us, I will say. So he does need to post some of this money because otherwise people would just use the appeals process to try and put off these sanctions, these settlements indefinitely. So he's going to have to find a way to post a good deal of money. That will hurt him. He may need to liquidate assets. This case will then go up to an appeals court. I've heard really differing opinions on how long it could take. Typically speaking, we might see something like a year, but in this case, there's a very well-developed record. And I think if an appeals court wants to move more quickly, they could. Of course, this is a state case. It's not a criminal case. So even if the former president were reelected, he couldn't dismiss this case. He couldn't tell his attorney general to make this case go away. We now have a finding of liability in this case, and he cannot wave a magic wand and try and erase that, even by going to an appellate court.
All right, Professor Jessica Levinson, good to have you on the story with us today. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Well, still to come, the latest on another major legal case linked to Donald Trump. We're going to take you to Georgia's Fulton County when we return. Stay with us. You're watching CNN.